Utter the words killer robot and it's almost impossible not to picture the Terminator, the time-travelling autonomous murder machine that absolutely will not stop until its target is destroyed. The T-800 is the work of science fiction, but the Campaign to Stop Killer Robots, a coalition of more than 50 non-governmental organisations, believes nations must act now to ensure a machine is never given the choice to take a human life.
The campaign is trying to get an international prohibition, legally binding, to stop autonomous weapon systems, production, development and use of these. An autonomous weapon system is a weapon that once it's been activated or launched, decides to select its own targets, it tracks and selects targets and kills them without further human intervention. So our aim is to prevent the kill decision being given to a machine. In other words, we don't want machines to be delegated with the decision to kill.
Launched 2 years ago, the Campaign to Stop Killer Robots says we're all too close to giving already advanced robotic weaponry the responsibility of killing. Campaign coordinator, the Human Rights Watch, has previously pointed to hardware such as US anti-missile tech, South Korean Sentry robots, or the UK's prototype unmanned Tyrannis aircraft as examples of the kind of systems that could be made fully autonomous, letting a computer pull the trigger. A scenario that the campaign says would be pragmatically and morally problematic.
Can they weigh up the advantage against the potential harm to civilians? Is that possible? Who would be responsible for a strike when essentially it's the machine that's been pre-programmed to pull the trigger? Do we want to live in a world where we have given machines the power to take human lives without a human being even being there to pull the trigger when the target is being attacked?
As technology advances, AI is poised to become a bigger part of our lives, from everyday gadgets like robot vacuum cleaners to emerging tech like Google's self-driving cars. Robotics professor Noel Sharkey is keen to point out, however, that the campaign's gripe is with autonomous machines that kill, not with AI in general.
If they developed autonomous bomb disposal robots, that would be a great technology, but there aren't the billions of dollars going into that there will be into autonomous weapons. So the only thing we want to stop is the kill decision being made by a machine. All the other technological developments before that point are fine with us.
The campaign hopes that the world's nations can agree to ban killer robots, akin to international agreements on other types of warfare, for instance chemical weapons. That kind of global agreement is a huge task, but those involved say they are making progress.
So since the campaign's launch in 2013, the United Nations body tasked with banning weapons has taken it up. It's on the agenda. They've had 2 international discussions on the topic, and they will decide at the end of this year whether to continue discussions or to move into a negotiating mode towards an international treaty. That's what we're pushing for, and we think it's inevitable.
It's almost 100 years since the term robot was first introduced, and humankind's fascination with the idea of a deadly automaton has never waned. From theatre to the silver screen, we get a giddy thrill at the notion of our own mechanical creations getting out of hand, turning against their human masters. It's all rather poetic when you see it on screen, but the killing machines of real life are more mundane and a lot more frightening.
The real ones are worse in many ways. They will look like tanks. They will look like ships, battleships. They will look like jet fighters. They might look a bit like something futuristic, like something Batman would fly, but that's what they'll look like.
It's not so long ago that people didn't know what drones were. The idea of drones flying around firing missiles was totally crazy. But now it's suddenly completely, a sort of almost inevitable part of conflict. And so I think we need to be aware that actually what we're looking at are systems that are on the brink of emerging, and we need to draw the line now. Otherwise, we're going to be sleepwalking into a system where we have fully autonomous weapons and we can't turn back.
Do you agree with the campaign's goals, or do you have some reservations? Let us know and stay tuned to CNET.